to Boom Radio.
Ready to go.
Kaboom!
It's Silas, the marvelous producer.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to the Boom Bar on your Boom Radio NG. My name is Shola.
Really? The Rogers has gone on holiday today.
Is it your Rogers?
I'm just saying.
Exactly.
I'm wondering what happened today. The Rogers has gone on holiday.
Is it your Rogers?
Anyway, good morning, good afternoon, good evening for everybody watching us. It is the Boom Bar on your Boom Radio NG. And you know, it's your one and only Oladolupo. See, the face of envy, of jealousy, of strife. I don't even know what else to call this, but just show you, if you're looking for these things in human being, right here, just here.
Strife. You use the word strife.
I don't even know what other words to contain this.
Strife.
But anyway, how is everybody? How you doing? How's the week been? It's been a very interesting week. We started the week with Omicron.
Angry or bitter disagreement over fundamental issues, conflict, strife.
It wouldn't be a bad idea, yeah, if you really learn to just move on of things.
Strife.
As I was saying
About strife.
Omicron is what that there's a lot of stuff that we've been talking about.
Strife.
When it comes about Omicron, for people that do not know what it is the new COVID variant. How they came about that name, the Lord help us all.
We all know how they came about it. We explained to you guys yesterday. And of course, scientists are angry with the WHO for skipping two letters and jumping to Omicron.
Please.
And I was listening to one expert talk yesterday.
Our nomenclature is the least of our problems at the moment.
I was listening to you'll be shocked how the nomenclature might be important. Someone said that just pray it doesn't get to Omega, because now it's on Omicron. That the higher it goes, the harder it becomes. I'm like, okay, so the variants are also they're becoming maybe the mutation
is
makes the variant
worse. What I'm saying is that it could have been variant 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll be praying, please don't let it get to 10.
It will be boring now.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like at the end of the day, the nomenclature really doesn't matter.
But imagine that I say that a new a new strain or a new variant of COVID-19 has been found, and it's variant 9. It's not funky now. But when they say Delta variant, everybody will look at is it Delta state people that are creating it?
What?
Delta people na joke.
I give up. On that matter, moving on. There's going to be there's been a lot of arguments back and forth with countries that have been banned or more like their flights suspended.
Travel bans
all over the place. There's been for and against all these conversations. That's a lot of things we're going to be talking about today. Then also, there's a lot of conversation. Yesterday evening was the Ballon d'Or that everybody in the football world. Let me put it out there. Everybody in the football world is always looking forward to, because, hey, I love it. Some people are not interested in football. So, if football is supposed to be the biggest award given to anybody, any team, there's the FIFA best team of the world.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, let me do a little bit of clarification based on this addition that you made. The FIFA Awards was merged with the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
It was at that time that they had these categories. You get, but in their own, they have gone their separate ways. The FIFA Best Award is still going to come up very soon.
Yeah.
That's where you can talk about best teams in the world, while they focus on the best teams in Europe. You know, so like, okay, because Chelsea won the European Champions League, they are the best team in Europe. You know, then they created one or two new categories, especially the striker. There was never a category for strikers, and which is all part of the controversy that the Ballon d'Or has generated.
Yeah, so there's a lot of talk from that with whether who won and whether he was supposed to win it, and how there was talk about yesterday, and somebody's news came up and somebody's saying somebody's lying, back and forth, and you know, a few other things. Then there's also, coming back to Nigeria, there's the story of the people I didn't even know up until today, which I've always said it, that we seem to enjoy associations a lot.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's like a thing in Nigeria. If you are not in an association,
before you go ahead, let me ask you, which association do you think is the most ridiculous, or the funniest, or the most striking that you have found out about? You can tell us about more than one. We're talking about all these groups that we form all in the name of.
I can't even remember, because a lot of things are flashing through my mind. Like,
apart from the Omolanke Pushers.
Okay, that's definitely.
And their chairman Abuki.
That's one. That's I cannot fault. Everybody has an association for everything. There is in fact, you hear that there is a beggars association or something.
Yeah.
And then you're like, seriously?
Oh yeah, you just can't deal with beggars without going through.
There's all sorts of things. People that are grinding pepper, there's an association for it. There's cat pushers association. There's
the barbers
association. There's the tailors
the
association.
the mechanics.
And they're really serious about these things. Really, really serious. Nigeria, if one thing is,
it might be a good thing if it's done
properly.
Yeah, if we look at also trying to harness the beauty of that network,
and then
there's some form of
if there's form of regulation, is through those associations that you can easily
get if you want
to
do some kind of serious marketing or empowerment and everything. It might be a good way to reach out to people. But again, the politics that is involved in all these associations is shocking, though.
So another association that would I say I have uncovered today is called Ninas, and Ninas is supposed to be, never heard of it up until today, the Nigerian Indigenous Nationalities Alliance for Self-Determination. This is supposed
You need to say that again.
The Nigerian Indigenous Nationalities Association for Self-Determination.
It's quite a mouthful.
Quite. And this is supposed to be the umbrella body for self-determination groups in the South and the Middle East region of Nigeria.
Yeah, the South, all the
South,
all the people that want to.
Everybody just wants to go.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's what that is. And then now there's stories about somebody breaking up from somebody. Looks like everybody is self-determining themselves at this point.
Well, it's a good way to start their self-determination. When you break away from a group that you set up to fight together to get something, then you not break away from that. It's part of self-determination.
You are showing us what self-determination is. I have a few questions from that, but maybe
tell me about it
when we get to that point. Also, Wizkid is in the news again as Apple Music has decided to bestow another award on him.
Yeah, him and so many others.
And then court issues. There's a lot of court issues today.
Bad day at the court for Ganduje.
For Governor Ganduje.
That should be the headline. Bad day at the courts. For Governor Ganduje.
Governor Ganduje is a lot in the news today. Got a lot of hearings. Looks like he's going to be paying making an apology, and he's going to be paying some damages to a few people. So I think there's this and many more that has
the Ballon d'Or, of course, we talked about this.
So I think that we should
There's
we
so
should
many
just
things. So many things. The
go
Barbados,
right into it.
they're now a republic.
Barbados is now a republic. Finally,
The
which I
updates
think-
on Davido's empowerment project for
project,
orphanages.
and all. So all this and many more, or we hope to at least get to touch every of this story. So I think we should just dive right into it, yeah? So if you're just joining us, this is still the Boomba on your Boom Radio NG.
It is award season all around the world. You know, the Grammys. You just talked about Apple Awards. Now the BETs at the weekend, Wizkid got awards. It's award season. So, not to be outdone by people giving awards, Yahoo boys are organizing their own awards too.
Apparently.
We'll talk about that
landed
too.
them somewhere.
Well, it's still part of the
favorably.
award. It's still part of
It's
award.
part of the awards, yeah?
Yeah.
So, and on that note, I think that we should just really start. Where do we even get start from?
Let's start from the beginning, you know. But I think if we go into the Ballon d'Or thing, it might take too much of our time.
I think we should
So-
start there. Let's start.
Okay,
Let's start there.
Then maybe we'll just. keep
So
it
for
brief.
people that do not know what we're talking about, the Ballon d'Or was yesterday, and don't let me see, of course.
The Ballon d'Or
Messi
is the most coveted prize
Is-
for football.
is
You know, organized by France Football, a magazine, and they've been publishing. They've been organizing the awards for 65 years.
so it's officially the biggest awards
Yeah,
when it comes to football in
that's
the
why
world.
FIFA wanted to partner them, and they did. Then I think there were some differences along the way.
Away, and then everybody
Then
decided
FIFA went their
to.
own merry way, and Ballon d'Or stayed where they were.
And so on that note, Lionel Messi has officially won his 7th. I think that's the highest anyone has ever had. He still had the record last time of having 6.
Yeah.
So now it's official. He's had 7, and Alexia Putellas also got the women's Ballon d'Or. She's said that she got it because she got a treble. She actually plays for Barcelona, and she got the treble last season for Champions League, the League Cup. So, you know, you can imagine I think it was well deserved. But now the question on everybody's lips, which funny enough is always the men's football that is
Controversial?
always controversial. The first thing is that, do we think that Lionel Messi deserved the Ballon d'Or this year?
Let me start with this. I saw the awards. I watched it last night. I'm going to start with the glamour, the glitz, and everything. Lionel Messi turned out at this event with his entire family, his wife and his 3 sons, wearing the same shiny, suit like him, and it really looked nice. You saw the boys, they turned out. I'm like, all right. It's always been a family event anyway. And that was nice. It was a good turnout, and some of the people who couldn't make it, especially the teams in England, because they're going to be playing again
This
on Thursday and all of that. So a couple of them couldn't make it. They joined them virtually, talking about Chelsea, Romelu Lukaku, and a couple of other people and all of that. Yeah. So it was nice. It was a good. And then again, Didier Drogba, it was anchoring alongside another lady. I've forgotten her name now. It was a good. It was
a very good,
nice
event.
and glamorous and everything. And one of the things I liked about that event was that people who had their mask on did not take it off. A lot of people had it on like virtually permanently and all of that, which was a good thing and all. So that's that for the glitz and the glam and everything of it, But the youth award, the Copa, it's called the Copa Trophy, was won by this guy Pedri, 19-year-old Pedri from Barcelona, and I think he deserved it because no Spanish player played as many games as this guy.
Yes, he did.
Played virtually all the La Liga games, played in the Cup games, played for Spain at the Euros, played for them during the qualifier. He just played and played and played, and I'm like, my God. And it's just 19, And again, it was in a good company. There was Mason Greenwood, there was Jude Bellingham, both English, but Bellingham for Dortmund, Greenwood for Man United and all. It was actually a well-deserved one. Then they gave Gigi Donnarumma,
Yeah.
the goalkeeper. Award.
Yeah.
And I think that was wrong. You see, we're
Why?
focusing on the Roma. We're focusing on Ronaldo Messi rivalry. But I think giving Donnarumma the best goalkeeper award was wrong, and this is why I said yes. Italy won the European Cup or whatever.
I think he's a fantastic
All right.
goalkeeper.
Okay, so this is why we will have a discussion. I like it when we have divergent views. So the team of the year is Chelsea. Who's their goalkeeper? Mendy.
Yeah.
What did they win? Champions League.
Champions League. They're actually the best in Europe.
So how come their goalkeeper is not good enough?
But if we go by that, then the Copa Award you said, or the Ballon d'Or itself, should be won by
No, but there was
Chelsea
no
player.
Chelsea under 19 player.
But then
In the last
then
five.
if we go by that too, then the Ballon d'Or should have been
No,
won by
don't look
someone.
for. You cannot do a fiat. You can't do a fiat. What?
That's what I'm
everything
saying.
is-
But we're
No.
going by your logic.
No, your logic is distorting it. But when you bring in the junior awards into it, you're distorting it.
Okay, let's even remove the.
There was
junior
no
awards.
Chelsea player in the under 19 category that was better than any of those players that they brought up.
So I get what you're saying. What I'm
My logic is about the team of the year.
yeah.
If in the okay, let's look at it this way. Again, a very nonsensical thing that the France football guys did. Number one is Lionel Messi. Number two is Lewandowski. Number three is Jorginho.
Yeah.
But Premier League Player of the Year is not Jorginho, and he plays in the Premier League. Chelsea Player of the Year, I think it's Mason Mount or something. It's not Jorginho.
So
How
how
did
was he third in all
Because for Italy, Abi, he played for Italy, but he was part of the Champions League team that won, and in that team, he was not the best. These are the issues. These are the things. People, they say is voting, is everything, but that's why people will always feel that the credibility of these awards are being called to
Well,
question.
you know that when it comes to
It's the
human
same
beings
Champions League.
voting,
It's the same Champions League.
feel-
It's the same Champions League that they have been using to give people all these awards for years.
I understand. What
Now
my issue with
that Mendy was the best goalkeeper at the Champions League, and his team won the Champions League. He's not good enough to be the best goalkeeper at the Euro Awards.
that's what I'm saying. That if we're going by that logic, why is it that a Chelsea player isn't the one that won the Ballon d'Or?
The Jorginho that they gave, that was third in their ranking, to me didn't even deserve to be third.
To be third, I agree with it. That's what I'm saying. But that if we go
Now,
by
the
that logic,
reason why a Chelsea player will not win, and that's not the logic, and that's why I say you're distorting
is
it.
the statistics.
You're talking about a season that had one player score 41, 42 goals, and he still didn't win the Ballon d'Or. Robert Lewandowski. Gerd Muller's record of 40 goals, he matched it and beat it. He surpassed it. And it's not good enough. And Gerd Muller, everybody knows how much Gerd Muller means to world football and German football. And Lewandowski beat
So
that.
you felt that Lewandowski should have won this?
Oh, please.
Funny thing, I agree actually. On that note, I
So
personally agree.
everybody is saying because Chelsea led Argentina to Copa because he had never won Copa. Messi had never won Copa.
it was the first time.
And
won
on that
Copa.
sentimental reason, that was good enough. The same Messi that played for Barcelona that season, and
That season,
Barcelona
and
did
it
not
was
achieve
really-
anything.
Did not achieve anything.
The La Liga, they couldn't win. They couldn't win anything.
For me, why?
How is Messi the Ballon d'Or winner?
Why my issue with these things is that as long as it's human beings that are voting, for me, I feel that there would always be some sentimental reasons towards things, and that's the truth. It's not about how can we go back to stats. It's not about whether we're voting. It's not about voting. I think those things, as until those things are, would I say, scientific. How many goals did this person score? What did this person do? We put it out there, and even before the awards come, everybody starts out there. So you can literally pick out and say, this is the person that had the best. That's it for me.
But going into it this time around, I don't think that it was a open and short case. I don't think it was a clear-cut case of Messi being the best in the world and deserving to be the winner of the Ballon d'Or. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you really, really look at it, winning the what's it called? It's not even a European tournament.
Yeah, it's not.
Copa.
It's American.
South American. So the people who won the European tournament do not deserve the Ballon d'Or, which is supposed to be a European
that's
thing.
That's what I'm saying. That
So
is until
it's at this time
these things become more scientific and more about statistics
because
than people
there's
voting.
there's
Always the
angle.
human angle to things, and that's the truth. Until it becomes purely scientific and statistical, we will keep always having this conversation over and over and over again. I'm still staying on the Ballon d'Or, yeah? I'm talking about Lewandowski. Yesterday, it's something that a lot of people had said before. And Lionel Messi actually echoed it yesterday that he feels that everybody knew that for 2020 Ballon d'Or, Lewandowski won it.
Okay, again, okay, go ahead.
He now said that he should still be awarded because we know that because of COVID, that event did not happen. Which we had said it before even the show came up. It's something that could have been done virtually. And then it will be delivered to him. Everybody does it. It's not a big deal anymore.
Yeah.
So why is it that it's a problem for you to just give it to him?
Okay. You're still listening and watching BoomradioNG on YouTube, and you're listening to us on BoomRadio.com or on all the other streaming platforms that we are on. You can also go check us out at the Play Store. There's the BoomRadio NG app. Download and give us a shout, give us a rating. I like to digress briefly to prove a point. When Luka Modric was given World Footballer of the Year / Ballon d'Or, I said it was a fraud.
Oh no, at that point, I think that year they just didn't want to give either.
And I think that was the last one they
Ronaldo.
did before they broke the thing up again, right?
Yeah, I think they just didn't want to give either of them that year.
It was obvious that people were like, they're tired of the
Ronaldo Messi. That was the way it looked.
Dichotomy.
Yeah, that was the way it looked. And that's the truth.
Guys, let me be honest. I just used that word. So I'll Google it later to check what it means. So I felt, that Luka Modric did not deserve to get that thing. There were other players.
Because we see
one of the
what
things
happens.
that I have seen with football, and people don't like saying it, is racism.
Yes.
I noticed that
Yeah.
players of African descent,
They never get
they don't really get that kind of thing. Like, you look at a season where N'Golo Kante, Sadio Mane,
and
Mo
Mo Salah, they're not even in top 5, and I'm like, are you kidding?
They're doing amazingly well.
They're doing amazing. Yeah, I agree.
And they don't get a shout. They don't even get within a chance to win. Then you look at it and say, look, who are the people voting? What is the criteria? Why are they voting this way? The same way with things that happen in Africa, where there's the Francophone and the Anglophone divide in Africa.
Yeah.
So you start to understand that there's politics involved.
That's why I said that until everything is based on statistics.
And you're spot on.
That's it.
So back to what we're talking about. When we look at it, there was COVID, leagues had to be shut down, things had to be stopped. Even as at that, look at the amazing work that Robert Lewandowski had done. And you say that Lewandowski did not deserve to be given that thing virtually, to say, you know what, based on everything that has happened,
all you needed to do was announce it. That's it.
We will be mailing his awards to him. And I think it's not too late for them to rectify that thing.
I don't think it's too late.
It is really unfair. In a year where, okay, so what exactly did Luka Modric do the year that he won the Ballon d'Or? Absolutely diddly squat. Didn't win anything with his national team.
You just don't.
I just don't like cheating. I don't hate him. I like him. He's a great footballer. Very intelligent guy, but He really didn't deserve it, and it was all about sentiments. And if you're going to be
it was
sentimental,
a lot of sentiments.
look at last week. Mendy, the Chelsea goalkeeper, there was a graphics promoting the goalkeepers category, and all the goalkeepers, the other 4 goalkeepers, were wearing their country's jerseys, and they used one of him wearing some funny plain jersey and put him somewhere in the back, and he actually tweeted out and said this is wrong, and they corrected it. And now rearranged the graphics and put him in front. Why didn't they do that initially? It shows you the bias against African players or players of African descent. You might not like it, but it is the truth.
It is what it is.
Racism is still alive. It is still with us, and we have to be honest with ourselves. One day, the world will come to realize that we are all the same, and we shouldn't really be segregating and doing these things to ourselves. So, players of African descent or players who are African they're up against it. They're up against it.
And I think that one of the things that we could actually, Africa in itself, needs to do to curb this thing is, it's time to make up brands that are actually global. That way, they too will be trying to fight to get into it. That's it for me.
Your point, and that's why I've been advocating for the African media to tell their own story, their own way. Last year, there were riots in over 15 African countries. Mm-hmm. The media sets the tone for everything. And you have the top media people who are established, their African offices are established in South Africa. Mm-hmm. There's no problem with that. South Africa deserves to have those offices. But you cannot stay in South Africa
and be reporting what's happening in
Owerri, in Lekki, at Ajangbadi,
no.
And also in Kenya and Eritrea.
You can't be explaining
South
what's
Sudan
happening
at the same
in
time.
Ghana. You can't. You just can't.
Your reporter is not there. But the world will go and watch your platform. I don't want to mention your names because it will be like, okay, it's a brand war or anything. It's not. You guys are big. We're small at the moment. But Africa needs to tell its own story.
Yeah, and tell it right.
The way it should be told.
Exactly. And that's
all I'm saying.
Until we get to that point.
That's what I'm saying.
Take for example, everybody, I'm sure that how many people really heard about Nigerian music? Now, everybody wants, because people decided, you know what? We're going to do our own thing our way. And that's the truth. Now, still talking about the Ballon d'Or, yeah?
Yes, we are.
There's been a lot of...
And that's why I didn't want to
There's a lot of story about it, yeah? Now, we're moving to the person that was 6th. Surprisingly, though.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Where there was news yesterday where he said that he was not going to stop until he had...
more
awards than Lionel Messi. I saw that story. I think I just avoided it because I felt that and I didn't find like a particular statement exactly from him. So I just left that story out yesterday. But now he has now come out to say, which obviously he wasn't there. He has now come out to accuse the France football editor-in-chief and the person in charge of the Ballon d'Or for lying. It said that they were using his name to promote himself and promote the Ballon d'Or, that he had never said such and that they shouldn't attribute such statements to him.
So I saw a video. It must have been a snippet of some interview that he had with a British journalist and all of that. And in that video, Ronaldo talked about how he and Messi were not enemies. Mm-hmm. That they might not be friends who call themselves regularly, but that they both appreciate and love each other. And that Messi knows that Messi has pushed Ronaldo to do better.
Yeah.
And that he knows that he has pushed Messi to also do better too. That it's actually a good time for them to be, rivals and everything. And he talked about how if Messi wins an award, he would like to win too. That, of course, that's what it means, that he always wants to do better. And they asked him, who's the toughest opponent you faced in your career so far? And he said, Messi. You understand? That he really appreciates the fact that the guy is that good and everything. we seem to live in a world that enjoys conflict.
Yeah, we do very much.
We find it
very
hard
much.
to believe that it is possible for you to love more than one person.
I think we feed
It
on
is
the
possible
controversy.
for you to actually like Ghana jollof and Nigerian jollof.
No.
It is possible. No, it is actually possible. I'm not saying
It's-
Dolupo. I'm just talking about people in general. It is possible for you.
Can we use another thing?
I'm going to use a lot of things.
Thank you.
It is possible for you, you know, to like boxing and wrestling. It is possible for you to like football and soccer.
Yeah. Football and soccer is same. Okay, football.
No, they're not the
Okay,
same.
okay.
You get
American football. It's football.
and soccer.
It's football. They are the ones that copied the word. It's football.
You know, it is possible for you to like hot water at times and like cold water at times. Some people just like hot water all the time. I'm not going to say anything, but I have a friend who is so into that. So what I'm trying to say in essence is that why can't I like Wizkid and Davido at the same time? I like King Sunny Ade and Ebenezer Obey.
Yeah.
And there was this rivalry until both of them decided to do a joint album to quash all of that. You will know that there was rivalry. It was crazy. There was a time when they were pitting.
We're waiting for the Wizkid
They
Davido.
were pitting Lagbaja
What's it called?
and Femi Kuti. Oh my
They
God.
don't even sing the same thing.
Oh, you don't even know. It was bad.
They don't even sing the same
It
thing.
was very bad. I was at the shrine one of those Sunday jumps, where Femi was talking about it and he was wondering why. That look, he doesn't have a problem with anybody. He will play with them, jam with. And I kept on saying to myself, my life work is to get these two together on one stage. Do you know how beautiful it will be?
It's going to be really amazing. It's going to be-
Lagbaja and Femi together on stage. Do you know how beautiful it would be? There was a time they were even pitting Sheun Kuti versus Femi Kuti.
Even Sheun Kuti will not pit himself. I'm
It
sorry.
was
shout
a
out to
thing.
Sheun Kuti,
It was a
but
thing.
I'm just saying that.
Dolu,
Seriously.
it was a thing.
Yeah.
So we seem to like this controversy thing, and
Yeah, we
some
do.
people think that if they don't create it, they can't enjoy these people.
Enjoy it.
Sadly for you guys, some of us feel that we can love Davido and Wizkid at the same time.
We're waiting for that collaboration.
I like Fireboy and Joe Boy.
We're really
You
waiting
understand
for
what
that
I'm saying?
collaboration.
I like that green and I like Olamide. You wanted to tell me that no, that green is that green. Olamide is Olamide. It's the same way with Ronaldo and Messi. I like Messi. Messi is one of the look. If you're gonna pick one of the people, the best that ever played the game, Messi must be there. But the same for Ronaldo, except you are being funny. I like Messi. I like Ronaldo. So they keep pitting two of them against each other, and it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be. I think at the end
Remember
of the day,
when two idiotic Nigerians living in India fought themselves and killed? One of them got killed because they were fighting about Ronaldo and Messi. We talked about it at the Boom Bar a year or two ago. You can Google that story.
you kidding me? This is what I just jumped
They
on.
killed themselves. At least one of them got killed. On top Ronaldo and Messi.
They don't even know.
They don't
that
even know you exist.
They don't even know you exist. That's the funny thing, yeah.
They don't.
And that's the truth. And oh, wow, our time is fast spent. And before we move,
We haven't
finally
even started.
from we need to move from football actually,
Sad.
as Michael Carrick has now been said that will still stay in charge of Manchester United for their clash against Arsenal this week, as the new coach that they're supposed to have, Ralph Ragnick, has still not gotten his work visa sorted. So
Yeah.
looks like there's going to be a little bit of delay.
Yeah, the German tactician is working out to get his work permit and visa and all of that. This is why I love the British.
Then with the issue of the Brexit and everything, it's going to be more
You are
difficult
right.
and all that.
You are so right. But even before that, they never play around with documentation and
No.
everything. There's some players who would have played in the Premier League, but because they didn't play enough games for their country or they didn't get to a certain level, they don't allow them to come.
They don't.
That's why the best talent will always find their way to the UK. Do you understand? So Ralph Rangnick definitely is not arriving before tomorrow's Thursday's game. There's going to be Arsenal versus Man United.
Manchester United.
And Carrick will continue in charge, and people are talking about him restoring Ronaldo to the starting 11 and all of that. And the guy even was forced to respond yesterday when they started saying that he didn't even pick that team. like the team against Chelsea, and the guy had to talk like exactly what are you guys going on about. And this is the problem with fake news. People will sit down somewhere, feel a certain way, write the story, and it becomes viral. Viral is a bad thing in many cases. It's a virus.
Most things, most times, it's actually very, very, very. So now, moving off from that, yeah, I think we should go and talk about another thing that is really going on that is affecting the whole world, and it's Omicron. At least I find out by Omicron.
Yeah, it's still
Omicron.
It's still a variant of COVID-19.
It's the newest variant of COVID-19,
which is an extension of coronavirus.
It's not. It is coronavirus.
Someone cannot speak grammar again.
It is coronavirus.
Someone is speaking grammar, trying to
that's not right.
Expatialize the.
No, that's not grammar. Now that is not grammar.
You know what I just did now?
That is not grammar.
When Google starts to translate, when YouTube starts to translate, later there's a translation that comes on maybe like a few hours after. I'm giving them a expatialize the expedition.
What do you do?
I'll go and watch this video again.
I give up. I'm not even going to say anything to it. So now there's a lot of would I say fear about the Omicron virus. First things first, I think we should start from Nigeria, as we know that even up until today, the NCDC
official statement
has come out that there is no Omicron. Even though 2 people that left Nigeria that went to Canada have Omicron.
Confirmed.
I don't know how we're doing it in Nigeria, but whatever it is, we'll be fine. But for one person is really scared about the Omicron variant, as Governor Ayade has officially cancelled the Calabar Festival.
I respect what he's done. I think
Please,
it's a
better
smart
safe
move.
than sorry. Let's nip it in the bud now.
There are things that we really need to understand about all of these things. On the one hand, you want to get back to normal.
It's normal, but we're not normal. We're not.
But when you look at the cost of treating one COVID-19 patient, and you juxtapose that with whatever you're supposed to achieve when you organize such carnivals, you cancel. Lagos has already cancelled their own multi-venue events.
Fiesta, they cancelled it. Let's be honest with ourselves. It makes no sense.
Yeah, so I think Governor Ayade has done right.
Yeah, on this one, I think he's definitely done right.
He's made the right move with that.
Yeah. So I think we should move off Nigeria and go like globally. Yeah, we know that we talked about it yesterday that a lot of countries are putting flight restrictions on African countries, especially southern African countries, where it is believed that the Omicron virus came from. And there's a few talks here and there about where it is. For example, a country that out up now, I think there's about 42 different people that have this variant of COVID-19 in 10 European countries. Take, for example,
42 confirmed cases
yes,
of Omicron in 10 European
countries.
And
yeah,
there's no history of them traveling to South Africa.
Some
Southern
do.
Africa.
Some do. But Netherlands, for example, Netherlands have said that they have actually they got these samples. The samples they got were dating back to about as far back as November 19th and November 23rd.
Okay. Before
WHO had first reported South African variant on November 24th.
All right.
So they didn't know what name it was, but they already had a report. They had a reported case as far back as November 19th. So how is this a South African variant?
Because the world will play politics with everything. And when it has to do with Africa, the game changes. The Ebola virus, for instance, is African. We agree. And the way the world made it look then, of course, it was about, hey, you guys stay in your continent and
shout out to Lagos, man.
And tackle yourselves.
Lagos did amazing for Africa as a whole.
So, when that happened, everybody saw the political side of it, that it was an African issue. So you had to stay in Africa. Then 3-4 years after, the coronavirus hit. And of course,
it wasn't an African.
The earliest reported cases were in China. Even if the Chinese are still contending that issue, and they're saying, "Oh, America might have had something," and it's become political again. And remember what they say, that when two elephants fight, it is the grass that suffers. Mm-hmm. So Africans were actually glad. Not like that people were dying and not like we felt good, but that the world would have made it a Nigerian issue or an African issue or a South African or Egyptian or Kenyan issue again. But everybody got along and started working together. And we started talking about the issue of the vaccine. And African countries kept on saying, okay, you guys have the patent. It is big business for the pharmaceutical companies.
Oh yeah.
Okay, sell the license to us. Let us reproduce en masse here.
Yeah.
No. Okay, sell to us.
To us,
Problem. You are selling to African countries at a higher rate, and you are still not supplying them. So the problem is that Africans are not getting the vaccines like they want, and there's a disparity. But if you have an infestation in an apartment, in a tenement, and you fumigate your own apartment, be rest assured that it's only going to be effective for a short period.
For a very short period of time.
Because if your neighbors have an infestation too, their own pests will find their way to yours when the effects of your fumigant wears off. What I'm saying in essence is, if the rest of the world keeps isolating themselves from Africa, saying they're taking care of their own people, eventually it will spread again.
And that's
what's going on.
This is my own issue.
Then we now deliberately want to malign the South Africans for having good science. What they did, what Botswana did, what South Africa did, was to
catch it.
They caught it and they put it out.
They put it out there. Yeah.
And now we're now blaming them for it.
And this was what happened with China, where the report that China did not talk about this thing fast enough. Yeah? They didn't report it fast enough. But now my own issue.
We have a message from
our
brother on Facebook, Ogolo Ikide.
Oh, okay.
He says, keep up the good work. They come.
Okay.
We dey wait.
We're here. We're definitely
But you cannot enter without cake. The kingdom of Bumba is only open to those who are called Ikide that have cake.
So basically,
cake from sweeties.
So basically, what I'm saying is, we saw that, which was very proactive of the Southern Africans to quickly do what they did. My issue is, I don't have a problem with locking people out. My own is, can we all be on lock? Just stay where you are. I think that's the only way, because if you say you lock out Africa, and now take for example, Netherlands is saying that even before South Africa even came up with their own report, but about 5 days before, they already got a sample of what seemed to be the Omicron variant. Yeah.
What about about Scotland?
How are you sure that you're not passing it around yourselves? The minute this thing, I still think, personally think that we opened up too fast. Yes, I know that it's about business, it's about economy and all that. But it is time that we need to realize that this thing is not going anywhere.
It's not until we agree to work together.
Until we agree to work together.
So, Dolu, in Scotland, 6 cases of the Omicron variant, have been recorded in the country, and there is no proof of recent travel.
Yeah.
So they've not been to South Africa or Southern Africa. How did they get it? It's not an African thing. Let's stop the politics and let us tackle the real issues. Now, I know that the European Drug Association or Drug Medicine Association or Medicine Group is saying that the vaccines will work against this variant too.
But also, the CEO of Moderna had come out to say today that it's looking like it's not going to work.
So we have, when something is novel, there will be disparaging. Divergent,
Views.
not disparaging, please. Divergent views. But at the state that we are in now,
Whether it's low or it's high, vaccine is even. See, it's one thing that I agree that a lot of African countries don't even have enough vaccines. Yeah. I'm going to take Nigeria, for example. That at least for now, there is vaccine that can vaccinate at least a quarter of the whole Nigerian population.
Estimated population,
yeah. And they're literally begging people to take the vaccine. Let's go back to the time where we had only 500,000 doses, 1 million doses that are like, okay, it's only essential workers and all. And I was reading today that the federal government has said that now, even with this Omicron virus, they're not joking that by December 1, every single federal civil servant has to be vaccinated or you're not coming to work.
I think it's a good thing. I think that's the way you can get that block thing. If the federal government does it, the state does it, at least you're guaranteed that a few million Nigerians will be vaxxed. You get. Then you take it to the schools. You take it to your to our programs like the NYSC and all of that.
Yeah, they can't take it. Okay, maybe tertiary schools, because now they're still not giving children.
Yeah, when I said schools, I actually meant adults.
Yeah, and I know that I was also reading a report today that the NYC, the National Youth Service Corps, that said it now that every single corps member, as you're coming to camp, will be vaccinated.
Yeah,
and I think that's the way.
Again,
in those, that's where they can get those block vaccinations.
Oh yeah, look. There shows happening now. Entertainment. There's going to be a Wizkid concert. There's going to be.
Bring your vaccine.
Lecon is going to have a big concert. Thames, all of them. Bring the vaccines to these places. We're not forcing them, but saying, you can actually get vaccinated
here
and go have your fun and everything. Bring the vaccine to the people. But this is our own plea to our brothers and sisters also. The world will not stand still for you. But you have something to offer the world. So protect yourself. This is the only thing we know at the moment that is working. And it's not 100%. At times it's 39%.
At times.
But I would rather have a 39% chance of surviving something than zero.
That's it for
like a wise man said, think about it.
Think about it. Yeah, think about it. Okay, moving on from that. And we're talking about associations earlier. Now, the association I was talking about of the Jesus Christ. What's
That's
the name
Beast
now?
of No Nation.
The Nigerian Indigenous Nationalities Alliance for Self-Determination. They're called NINANs. The chairman, who is supposed to be Professor Banji Akintoye, has officially resigned with 44 other members, and they're breaking off, where they're saying that they're going to stand on their own as the Ilana Omo Odua. They're saying that the NINANs is supposed to be the umbrella body that is in charge of the South and the Middle Belt regions of Nigeria self-determination groups. So I'm guessing all the Biafra and everybody's under Abi?
Yeah.
All those Masob, everybody's supposed to be...
This pub, that mob.
They're all supposed to be under this, yeah? So now, the person that is the chairman of that has not said that he's not doing again.
Why now? Is he angry?
He says that their ideas are not... They are not...
But what's his official response? Why is he pulling out? Did he put it
So
in
basically, in his statements, it says, and I quote, "In the light of the current development of the Yoruba self-determination struggle, especially in Ilana Omo Odua, it has become very necessary for the Yoruba people to dissociate themselves from the alliance known as NINANs with immediate effect." I have a question.
Yeah.
So him and 44 other people left, and they're just Ilana Omo Odua is coming out. how is it that I'm going to refer back to this statement where he said that it has become very necessary for the Yoruba people to dissociate themselves. Least that I know is at least there are 6 states in Nigeria that are Yoruba people, yeah? I know that there is also a bit of, I think, Edo State that has Yoruba people.
Kogi.
There's Kwara, there's Kogi, there's, I think, not Benue. There's, do you understand? There are a few other states that are either in the south or even in the north central that are Yoruba people as well. But let's even say we call Yorubas the 6 states. How do you say 45 people determine what happens in? Did you even know there was an association like this before?
I'd never heard about.
So where do you come off saying that you this for the Yoruba people, for what's it called? Who even knows you people?
So this is what it is. I like the way you put it. You cannot be speaking for an entire nation or a sub-nation when
A whole geopolitical zone.
when we don't even know about your existence.
You don't even know.
Again, I respect their agitations, but I do not support it. I'm not going to hide my mouth. You know, there are times we would like to be politically correct and say, no, I am not doing that. I'm being real. I do not believe in their fight. I do not believe in segregation or separation or whatever it is that they are fighting for. I believe in restructuring, though. But we all have to agree to restructure Nigeria, on the terms that we all determine. I am glad that Dolupo pointed out how there's just 44 of them. Speaking for who? 44 can't even win a vote in my estate.
Do you understand? In a
Like,
ward.
if all 44 of you come to my ward now, you can't win an election. How can you be speaking for an entire generation, an entire country, an entire nation?
Do we even go through to Yoruba people that are not even Nigerians?
Let's not even talk about our brothers in the diaspora.
Let's not even talk about that. So how?
Our
How?
brothers in Cuba, in Brazil, and other places. So come on, guys. You're not speaking for us. In Benin Republic, But that time, for you to speak is not even you. It will be us all agreeing that we want to have this discussion.
Exactly.
So I think we're giving them too much expose yourself. I don't know, because honestly, you're not speaking for us. You're not speaking for us. You're not. You're speaking for yourselves.
So basically, I think we should move off that, yeah.
You're still there.
And oh wow, we don't have a lot of time. I was going to talk about. I think we should do a little bit of Ganduje.
Yeah.
Ganduje is
You want to
in the
do
news.
Ganduje? Why?
So, moving on.
Won't be a
Yeah,
bad
just-
idea, though.
Anyway, for people that don't know, Ganduje is the Kano State governor, yeah.
And we like to do him now, like.
And
talk
he's a
about
lot
it,
of,
talk
and he's
about
a
him.
lot of, he's a lot in the news today, as there are a lot of court cases against him today. First things first, where there was the story that was big, like I think last year, 2 years ago, about him deposing and banishing the then Emir of Kano.
Yeah. The former.
That was the former CBN governor. And now the court has now come to say that his banishment was against his human rights, and nobody has the right to banish anybody from where they. Constitutionally, yes, you might have the powers to depose him.
Traditionally, that's what they used to do.
Yeah, but being a governor is not even traditional.
No. Being the governor is not traditional, but he wields traditional powers because he has the power to pick and choose who is the next king or emir.
Yeah.
You understand? These are things that I wish our constitution will even rearrange. When we're talking about restructuring, we need to take some of those powers away from the governor.
From the governor, I'm telling you. I think that
My
at times
opinion.
they
seems to agree.
I agree.
We need to take some of those powers
because
away
we're
from the
beginning to
governors.
move away from our tradition is who we are. Whether we like it or not, our tradition is actually who we are, and it looks like these governors just do as they like. Now the judge has subsequently voided the arrest, the harassment, and the banishment.
They moved the man from Kano to
Abuja, then they moved to Nasarawa, and then it said that now they have, so said that he definitely needs to tender a public apology to...
Not the former emir.
No, the governor needs to tender a public apology publishing 2 major national dailies for the embarrassment caused, and he's supposed to pay a sum of 10 million naira to the emir as damages.
I like this court judgment. I'm only sad that it took this long it to come out. I'm still praying for a system that will allow the Nigerian judiciary to expedite action on every court case. Every court case.
I'm still talking about Governor Ganduje. There was still another court case again today that has basically sacked his own faction of the APC in Kano State.
Yes, like we said earlier during our intro,
I don't want to.
It's a bad day at the court.
I don't want to be an aide of Governor Ganduje.
By now, he's going to be shouting at the Commissioner for Justice and all the legal people. Are you people dumb? Why am I paying you so much?
I don't want to be his aide at the moment. You don't want to be around him.
I think it's good for democracy.
Yes.
That a non-governor can feel aggrieved and go to court and seek redress and get the judgment. However, the party APC need to be careful. If they're going to be doing this to themselves over and over again, it is a bad sign.
It's a bad sign.
Leading up to 2023.
So, now, before we leave the court, there's a story that popped up where the Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, has slammed a 2 billion naira defamation suit against the Chief Executive Officer of Sunrise Power and Transmission Company Limited and 2 national dailies, The Guardian and This Day newspapers, that they said about the Mambila Power Project. They said the CEO was making false and disparaging publications against him, and you that collected the money to make against him too, you are all in the suit together.
In the light of the value of the suit, I have no comment. I have nothing to say. If you want to hear my voice, let's talk off air.
2 billion. But you know, my own is that if you feel aggrieved.
Let me ask you a question that someone asked me at the weekend. So allegations were made against the vice president. Also, and he said he was going to sue.
Well, wait, I was going to say that.
Why hasn't he sued?
He's a son. This man is a son too. He's not joking. Looks like the minister.
Remember how El-Rufai keeps getting judgment against people who carry fake news.
And that's the truth. Until we actually do this, if you know what has been said about you is wrong,
so why don't you fight it?
Why are you waiting? Shout out to the minister though. Let's see more of these cases. Because that's even also how we can sanitize the media.
And if you hear how much,
and not just put.
If you hear how much people are going to collect on this Mambila case, there's a lawyer whose son is a rapper. That man, I want him to be my adopted uncle. Because the money that they are going to collect.
At the moment. I'm speaking about money, Now, Davido's 250 million naira.
What happened?
Orphanage fund.
They thief it?
No.
Was it
has
thief?
Now been.
Has it been thieved?
No. I know that they said that guidelines are already out about how people can register, and now they're also saying that it's only government orphanages that can actually benefit from this money.
I don't have a problem with that.
You know why I even agree with is that, let's be honest, a lot of private so-called orphanages.
It's
just
vibes.
So,
but the thing is that at the end of the day, just picture how 250 million will impact on the lives of
people. So many
people.
Exactly. And finally, before we go, there's news that Apple Music has officially named Wizkid the Artist of the Year for Africa.
But it not be even Nigeria or Africa.
There's no point.
They said that
it would have been funny if it was somebody else.
This is the most streamed on Apple Music in over 40-something countries or so. Oh boy, what's happen now? Wizkid, cut soap for somebody.
Cut soap for everyone.
Cut soap for all of us.
At this point. And on that note, that is all we'll be able to take today on the Boom Bar. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for the comments. We will be back again tomorrow with
Yeah.
another wonderful edition of the Boom Bar. But you could go back and watch this on YouTube. It's Boom Radio NG, and you can also catch a repeat of this on boomradio.com.ng it's on the website right there. So please, at 7 p.m. West African time, you can listen to it. You could also download